What's up? What's up? What's up?
What's going on?
You, Spence. That's what's going on, sir. How's it going, man?
It's been an amazing couple weeks.
That's
Sorry we missed everyone last week.
Yeah, I know.
I saw people looking for us in the chat on the channel, wondering where we were.
Yeah. Yep. That was
Sorry.
on us.
I was driving across the great state of Missouri.
Yep. Absolutely. Let's make sure we got everything going good. Where are we at on Facebook? Looks good, right? I think, mic check, 1 2 1 2.
Yeah. Do you think?
Okay, there we go. I think I see. Let's see. We got Sacktown in the building. I don't know why he didn't pop up, though, as far as me being able to show you. Yeah, why is he not popping up, man? Shout out to Sacktown. I see you, buddy. I will put your thing up, but I'm not seeing it. I don't know what's going on. Yeah, I think everything is working. It looks like we live. I hope. Sack, let me know if you can hear. Spence, you see it on your side? It looks good for me, but
It looks good on my side.
I can't tell as far as what it sounds like. You know how that goes.
Yeah.
But yeah, as soon as I start seeing things pop up in the chat, y'all know chat lives matter. Chat lives matter, man. But yeah, actually, man, hold on one second.
Yeah.
Let me turn down
Hit
the
us with
light.
some questions. Anybody wants to hear anything? I know we're a week behind, so
yeah, exactly.
People have got free agency stuff they want to talk about. They want to talk draft.
Yeah, hold on.
Got baseball coming. Anything, anybody? Probably lots of Dodger fans here.
Yeah, that would make sense. All right, that's a little too
long. Right, there we go.
There we go.
Sacktown Raider Mike. Sound is great.
Yep. So you see it. Finally. Yep. Now I see it. There you go. Thank you, Sacktown. Appreciate you, boss, as always. Yeah, we're going to get back on track here, man. We're going to get things going in proper order. As you can see, the lights are back. We actually got watching the split screen, right? Or multi-screen,
right,
if you will, for March Madness. We're looking at Kansas about to get upset.
Yep. 12 seconds.
12 seconds.
They got one last shot.
Yeah. So, hey, as you can see, I'm sporting my Hartford Whalers hat today. Shout out to my Hartford, Connecticut people. Yeah.
And our Longhorns, much like our football teams, are dead in the water.
Right, exactly. Straight up, dude.
I don't know. Did you watch that embarrassment last night? I got 2 words. You're fired. That's what that coach is going to be hearing pretty soon. You're fired.
Right. Absolutely.
Like, take your sorry self and get out.
Pretty much.
It's like a top 10 team on paper,
yep.
And just terrible to watch. I mean, awful. One of the worst Texas teams I've ever watched.
Yes.
Play basketball.
No, I agree.
And the sad thing is there's a ton of talent on the team, but they play selfish. They don't play together. They don't play defense. I mean, it's like somebody said, why don't we just play like street ball? Just roll the ball out there and just have at it.
Right.
We'll see if we can win some games. It's insane. Like the level of non-coaching that looked like it was going on that team is insane.
Right. Well, there we go.
So, I mean, honestly, that's the knock I heard on that guy. He's a pretty good players coach, but he's bad at the X's and O's.
Right.
It's like,
there it is.
Like, how can you be a Division I head basketball coach and not be good at the X and O's? That makes zero sense.
Exactly. That's what you.
And we fired a guy that's like really talented coach that got into some trouble, and we before we even knew what was going on, we pulled the plug on him.
Right. Interesting. Yeah, I don't know. It's strange, man. The numbers are strange today. There's 3 views. I think things that I did not advertise at all. I barely had a chance to make these links before we got started. I'll admit it. So I'll understand if it's catching off slow today. But with that being said, as y'all can see, Arkansas is 100% about to upset Kansas. It is pretty much over.
Yep,
It's a
7-point lead with 0.8. It's a wrap.
It is a wrap, ladies and gentlemen. That's interesting.
Drake is leading Missouri by 13 with 12 minutes to go. I mean, wild tournament so far.
Yep. Texas A&M is up by 11 against Yale.
Yeah, I mean, they should take care of the Ivy. You can't beat the Ivy, then you don't belong in the tournament.
Right. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. There we go. We got people coming through. Eric Raiders, Haters, Hunter, Erica Channel, Salute Nation, Salute. My God. Sacktown. Man, I don't know what is going on, man. I want to put yours up. For some reason, yours aren't coming up, man. But hey, Turf, your thoughts on the off-season moves so far? So, my thoughts as far as the move, Sacktown. I'm happy. We have a decent quarterback, top 15 quarterback, pretty much proven. We have a very nice piece in the backfield in Mozart. World class,
very nice.
World class home run hitting speed and ability, and also does have the ability to run like a big back when necessary. But hopefully we won't need to use him accordingly, right? We picked up some linebackers, very key. I love the linebacker pickup for run stuffing. As far as the Steelers guy, I forget his name. I forget everyone's name off.
Landon Roberts.
Yep, Landon Roberts. Correct. I thought that was
it's like crazy. It's like we switched linebackers.
Yeah,
Landon Roberts was a Patriot.
That's right. At one
before
point,
he went to the Steelers.
Exactly. So I like that pickup. I love the chin pickup as far as that safety. I think we won on our trades. Honest to God truth. I think we won on our trades, meaning that...
What were your trades?
Well, we didn't pay Spillane $12 million a year and got the kid from the Steelers for $8 million, I want to say. And I think he's a better upgrade. I think he's better than Spillane. Especially for that price.
Could Spillane cover?
No. Exactly.
Yeah.
And he's
all right, I'm gonna tell you right now, that's a Landon Roberts problem too.
100%.
Same deal.
100%.
So neither one can cover, but I think the Patriots wanted somebody that could cover. So our problem was we didn't have any speed at linebacker and we couldn't cover side to side.
Right.
And apparently Spillane has that ability.
Yep.
So that's where we were getting killed last year, is that our linebackers were slow.
Right. And Spillane he's not fast, but he's not slow. He's not slow. He can get side to side. He's going to make tackles. He's a leading tackler for us. Yeah. Pretty much every year. He was a centerpiece.
Yeah. And I don't know. Hey, I don't know if did Christian. I didn't see the updates today. Did Christian Ellis end up with you guys? Or?
I mean, Sacktown says we'll probably get Ellis too. I mean, it's probably not guaranteed yet, but
yeah. Well, we had like God, I can't remember what the type of, but it's like a restricted contract basically. But
right.
We have the right to match. I just don't know if we're going to.
Yep.
Because we just signed actually the guy from Tennessee, another Tennessee player. He's bringing all his guys in.
That's right. He is bringing his guys. That makes a lot of sense.
So I don't think Ellis. I think we're probably going to let Ellis go.
Right. Yeah, and that's all we're waiting for. And we'll scoop him up.
So Ellis is he was an undrafted free agent that we got, and you're gonna love that kid. I'll tell you right
absolutely.
Now,
oh yeah, I agree. I agree. The only move that is suspect, to be honest, is our guard.
Hobbs go.
Yeah, I didn't like that either. That hurt my feelings.
I was surprised that you guys let him go.
Yeah, Hobbs hurt my feelings. I mean, he's not going to be somebody you can easily replace.
The thing is you guys were pretty thin at that position already.
Correct.
So
Correct.
We know what you guys are going to be focusing on in the draft.
In the draft, exactly right, Spence.
And I gotta believe you guys are going to go after a running back too, because as good as Mostert is when he's healthy, that's the real question: is he healthy?
Right. Well,
he's been pretty durable last couple of years, but his MO is
right. Can he stay healthy? Yeah, and even pairing him with Sincere McCormick, he's got the same injury issue, meaning that he's not been available a full season. The truth is, though, the more and more we look at this stuff, what running backs have been, right? Let's be real. What running back makes it all 16 games? I don't think many on any team make it 16 games, right? It's just truth. I don't think all of them.
I mean, the guys that split time usually have a better chance of getting through. Like Najee, I think, played all 16 last year.
Right, he did. There were three. There were three, I believe, that played all 16 last year. But
so I mean, it's you're right. I mean, but that's the reason you pair the running backs to try and take some of the load off them, right?
Correct.
And that kind of worked out for Mostert in that situation. So
because he had two. He had A-Chain and he had somebody else over there. They had a three-headed
They would actually rotate like 3 or 4 backs.
Exactly, and it worked.
Yeah, it did work.
It worked.
So, I mean, I could definitely see you guys grabbing another. I know we're going to go after him. I'm starting to hear rumors like people are starting to talk up us going after Genty for him. Like, give me a break. I'm like, can we stop with that?
That would be absolute foolish talk.
I would throw my computer through the wall if we drafted that kid.
I already have done more than enough talk on him.
I mean, I don't think he's a bad kid, and I don't think he's a bad player, but
he's gonna be a great player.
Just not. He's not top 10.
No,
I'm sorry.
I see him going to Dallas at 12, and that's the perfect spot for him
He's getting so overhyped right now. I don't think he's going to make it out of the top 10.
That would be wild.
Yeah.
Somebody's
going to bite on the hype. Somebody's going to bite on it.
Steve Jones in the building. What up, Turf? What's the deal with Deuce, Gruden, and the training staff? We had way too many injuries last year. I agree. And you know what? That matters. Yeah. You know, Steve, real talk, that actually matters. I mean, I go back to my experience. In college, I had some dogs as far as athletic trainers. Shout out to Rob Higgs. He just retired, if you will, maybe a year or two ago from Montana State. And I can't remember my trainers from junior college, but there's no way I could have gotten out. I have so many issues that they resolved for me that allowed me to play, and it's the luck of the draw. So if you got good people, you can last the season, if you will, if they're taking care of you.
Yeah, strength and conditioning is so important. You know, the nutrition people, like all of that stuff matters.
Yes, it does. It absolutely does. Yep.
And then your coaches, right? Like, you got to make sure that your coaches are on board with everything.
100%. Sacktown in the building. I'd rather have Justin's or Hampton. I couldn't agree with you more. Judkins, I think he's saying. I couldn't agree with you more. Both of those guys. And the reason being is because, in my opinion, both of those running backs are complete backs. And I know that's going to sound wild because everyone's going, what do you mean? He is a complete back in college, yeah, but at 5'8", 210-pound frame, he's not carrying the ball, 12 to 15 times a game. It's just not going to happen. Not for 16 games his rookie season.
Judkins is a little bigger than that, but he's not much bigger than that.
Well, he's like by 3 inches, I want to say. He's at least 5'11".
Yeah, but I think his weight is pretty close to that.
Judkins?
I don't think if he was pushing 220, I'd be surprised.
Judkins is a big boy. I think he's 221. That's what my guess is going to be. Let me double check because we've been dealing with this for quite some time. Yeah, he's 220 pounds. He's 220 pounds. Wow. Yeah, 6 feet, 220. That's Judkins. And that's what I've been trying to explain to people. Name 5'8" running backs in the NFL that were superstars. No, seriously, dude. I mean, how?
Now?
No, not even. I mean, we all know Saquon is the generational talent. That you're looking at it right now. And that's what everyone's trying to see. Who is that going to be?
Marshall wasn't too much bigger than that, was he?
Marshall Faulk. Marshall Faulk was 6 feet.
Yeah. Was he?
Yeah. Marshall Faulk was 6 feet.
He was light. He
was light, but again, that was in college. Not in the pros. Not in the pros. He was definitely not light anymore. He put on weight before he even had his first game as a Colt, if I remember properly. And I mean, it doesn't matter because nobody looked like Marshall Faulk in college, anyways. That's like comparing two different universes, in my opinion. Nobody looked like Marshall Faulk. None of these.
LaDainian wasn't super tall either, was he?
No, LaDainian Tomlinson he was actually another 6-footer.
Geez, so I'm thinking short guys, and they're like 6 feet.
I'm telling you,
smaller. Dave Meggett.
Dave Meggett is small. Yeah. Let me see. Dave Meggett is small, but I want to double check and make sure I'm right. LaDainian's 5'10". LaDainian's 5'10", 250 pounds. But
yeah, there's not a lot. I agree with you. Like I think even Emmitt Smith, I think, was probably like 5'10", right?
5'9", 5'10", exactly. And all I'm trying to say is so people need to understand this is why these measurables matter, because when you don't break those measurables, it doesn't make sense to take a risk on you. No. Right? Nobody's saying you're not going to be that guy. It's just the numbers tell me statistically you're not. And that's what I have to bet my money on. Like, you know what I mean? And it's really no knock. It's
isn't that the same deal with the other Ohio State running back? Isn't he shorter? He's like 5'8" too, right?
Henderson is smaller. Yeah, he's smaller. So he's not shorter. He's 5'10", but he's 208. He's a little bit thinner in the frame.
Okay.
Yeah. He's 5'10", 208. Yeah, everybody's pretty much taller. They lie, and they're lying on here saying Janty is 5'9", he's 5'8". They already put those measurements.
No way is he 5'9". No way.
He's 5'8". He's 5'8", 211 pounds. They put him up here. They're trying to pump him up now as 215. The bottom line is
this is where I look at like the combine stuff,
right?
Because they do like official measurements, official weight, right?
Right.
You can't everybody lies by at least an inch on their player profile.
Exactly.
And at least 10 pounds.
Right. And they don't do that in the NFL. It's the exact opposite. No. They'll take away an inch and you'll be like, yeah, what you doing? Like that 3/4 or 1/8 inch. Yeah, they just removed that and you at the bottom.
Just drop that.
Exactly.
So I got to ask you a question. Like I know last time we talked, we were talking about Tet McMillan at 6 to you guys.
Yes.
What did you think of him running a 4.48 at his pro day?
I absolutely loved it.
4.48 at that height.
It's crazy.
That's sick.
I think he's
And
proven.
I told you, like he reminds me of Larry Fitzgerald. Like he's
Right.
just like spitting image,
Hands.
same body type,
Right. But
just
bigger.
crazy hands. Have you seen his the videos of him doing like trick catches?
It's
It's
wild.
insane.
It's wild. The single hand catches. All of it. All of it is wild.
He pulled a couple of those in game. I saw a game film where he caught a touchdown one handed, like in front of the defender. Like
Correct.
That's crazy. If you can pull that stuff off in a game.
Yep.
Yeah. So I'm starting to think that it's gonna be Tet or Hunter,
right,
for the Patriots. That's kind of where I'm leaning from what I've heard. It sounds like the tackle from LSU is pretty much he's off the board. Like
right, exactly.
He's apparently his arms are not prototypical left tackle length. They think he's gonna get pushed inside the guard.
Makes sense.
So if he ends up at guard, it's a waste of a pick.
Right. Nope, that makes sense.
So So I've heard that it's going to probably be wide receiver first, and we'll probably go tackle in the second round, or we'll trade back into the end of the first round, depending on how they run.
So hey, check this out, Sacktown. Honest truth, bro. I don't even know how to do it. I don't do it, man. I don't know how to make you a mod. I'm actually gonna look right now.
Wait, what do we have? Another knucklehead in the chat?
I know, not at all, but I appreciate it, man.
Yeah, would have been good to kick that guy out last time before he got going.
Exactly. From the left, click settings, community. Hold on. So it's in YouTube Studio. Yeah, I'm gonna check this out, man, because the fact that I appreciate it, man.
You want to be the moderator? It's all good.
Yeah, exactly. I would love it, bro.
The job is yours.
I mean, you're always here. You are always representing and supporting, man. Please. Let me see. So, studio. All right, we said community. We about to get this thing popping. I see it. Community, I'm getting there. And I don't know where. Mentions. I don't know how. Let's see. Moderators. Creators. General channel. Advanced features. Yeah, I don't know how to do it. We got to figure this out. Sacktown, I promise. Yeah, I'm going to get Spence talking here in a minute, and I'm going to figure it out here. Community moderation. There we go. Okay, here we go. Sacktown. All right, here we go.
So,
yeah, go ahead.
So, what do you think of the tournament so far? Like, I haven't really been following college basketball this year. The only kid that I've even looked at very much is Cooper Flagg,
right?
Because he's a local kid to New England, and his story is pretty cool.
Yeah.
But he's not even playing right now. He's injured, so they're trying to get him through to like the round of 32 or Sweet 16 without having to get him in the game. So they're hoping Duke can take care of the first round or two, but I don't know. It depends on what how the path breaks for them in the bracket.
Right. Huh. It's not. You're not coming up, Sacktown. Everybody else is coming up, man. I don't know why. Are you not subscribed to the channel? You gotta be subscribed. Yeah, I don't know. This is weird. Automated filters, managing moderators. These users have capabilities standard moderators, but in addition, can manage. Yeah, I don't know how. Community moderators. Yeah, I don't know why. Hold on. Sack time. Raider. Mike. Yeah, it's so weird. Can't get them to come up.
Texas A&M went final against Yale, 80-71. A&M moves on. Drake and Missouri are tightening up. Missouri's coming back, 52-48. The Utah State and UCLA just getting underway, and UCLA's got an early 7-point lead. Omaha and St. John's is about to tip in 12 minutes.
That should be
St. John. The St. John's team's interesting too. That's where Patino is now.
Right. Yeah, I can't find you, sucks, huh? So weird. I don't know what it is, man, but I cannot find Sack Town nowhere.
Did you see this one? McNeese held on. McNeese State held on earlier today to beat Clemson.
Wow.
Number five seed 12.
McNeese won? Wow. Shout out to McNeese State.
Yep.
That's big. Yeah, that's big.
So we had, I'm trying to think what the other upset was. So we had Arkansas over Kansas. Tennessee took care of Wofford. Gonzaga took care of Georgia. That's an 8-9.
Wow.
Let's see. BYU beat VCU. Yeah, McNeese held on by 2 points. Auburn beats Alabama State. That's a 116. Houston destroyed their match. Wow. Wisconsin beats Montana. Purdue beats High Point. So it's pretty chalky. There's a couple small upsets. Creighton beats Louisville. That's a 9-8. And we got Baylor, Mississippi State tomorrow. So yeah, we got some good games. McNeese State though, that was by far I think the biggest upset so far.
Yeah, by far the biggest upset.
Nobody had that one, I guarantee it. 12-5.
No, not at all. Yeah, I don't know what's going on, Sack Town, but I can't find you. It won't even let me.
Dot, no.
Yeah, I can't. I don't see anywhere where I go to set this up. But when I figure it out, we gonna figure it out. Bro, average in the building. Look at the ceiling. I don't know what that means, bro. Glad you're here. Hope you enjoy the show, though. Look at the ceiling. We'll see. My guy Gunsmoke is in the building. Gunsmoke. What's going on, my guy? Appreciate you coming through as always. Hope you enjoy the show. Wow, so we got some upsets though, man. It's pretty interesting. I think UCLA is going to get upset.
You think so?
I don't know why.
They're good for that.
That's exactly. I really do just have a feeling they're going to find a way. They're going to find a way.
I wouldn't doubt it. Wouldn't doubt it. Is there anybody in the NFL for free agency left? Let's kind of put a bow on that. Like anybody else that you want the Raiders to sign, or are you guys pretty much all set?
I mean, free agent wise,
ready for the draft.
Yeah. I think we straight. until the draft. I'm not. I'm not particularly high on anybody else out there right now, especially with the cost. And I'm ready to roll the dice and man, I'm really, really contemplating that trading back to get more picks because of the talent in this draft. We can't get a quarterback like Shador at 6. Trade back, trade out of it.
I think I think your problem's going to be Shador's going to be there at 6. Will you take
There's
him?
no way. There's no way. The Cleveland Browns or the Giants. One out of the two of them. Trust me, man. Don't
think
believe
so, man.
Don't believe the smoke and mirrors, man. Watch. They're somebody's pick.
I have heard Tennessee trying to trade. So Tennessee's been actively shopping the pick, and nobody wants it.
Well, yeah, because nobody's going to pay that price. It's going to have to happen naturally. That I agree
right,
with.
But I mean, it comes down to if they can't trade the pick, are they going to draft the player? Right. And I've heard the Raiders do not have a very high grade on Shador. I mean, not the Raiders, the Giants.
Right.
But this is also the same Giants team that let Saquon Barkley walk out the door.
Right. No, yeah.
So I don't know. They drafted I don't know, the last 3 quarterbacks they drafted are terrible.
Right. It's gonna be interesting, but I
mean, personally, for me, I'm looking for a wide receiver still in free agency. There's still a good number of free agents, wide receivers sitting out there. They're older, but I mean, Steph Diggs' days of making $22 million a year are done.
Right.
As soon as he comes to terms with that, I heard he was in with the Patriots yesterday. So they're rumoring that he might get signed to a contract today, tomorrow. But I don't know. I was personally hoping that they'd bring in Amari Cooper and see what he looked like, but they haven't done that.
Yeah.
I mean, Diggs, Allen, and Cooper out there,
yeah, I mean,
pretty decent wide receivers if the price is right.
I mean, yes and no. I don't like Diggs for the locker room. We already been there and done that with Amari Cooper, and I mean, who's the last guy you just said?
Keenan Allen.
Exactly. He's old, man. He doesn't pass the rundown test.
Well, they're all old. I mean, they're all over 30.
But you know what I mean. He's the oldest, right? He feels like the oldest of them all, anyways.
Yeah, I mean, he's 32 going on 33.
Right.
Yeah. So he's definitely, the oldest guy. And then you got, the discount guy, Brandon Cooks.
Yep.
If you want somebody sub-30s, you could go for Deontay Johnson.
Yeah.
He's only 28.
Yeah, that's actually true. No, he has been looked at. Now that you say that, he's actually has been looked at.
Yeah, Tyler Lockett's 32, but I mean, we don't need a Tyler Lockett. We need somebody that can actually. That's why I thought Amari Cooper. I feel like Amari Cooper is a good guy, a good locker room guy too.
Has he? Yeah, I'm shocked you guys haven't looked at him a little bit harder.
I'm actually surprised we went Diggs first over Cooper, but
yeah,
maybe they think Diggs has still got some athletic go left in the tank.
That's a good point. Michael Kylie is in the building. Michael
If they're really looking at Tet, right?
Yeah.
The combination of Tet and Diggs might be a good 1-2 punch, right? Whereas Amari Cooper and Tet are kind of the same kind of
It's not
player.
1-2 punch. Yeah, no, I
Yeah.
agree. Hey, bro, you need to just ditch the Raiders, my boy. Y'all won't see a championship for at least 20 years. Well, Michael Kiley, it's your opinion. I'm gonna leave it at that. I don't think I
Dude,
feel this.
you guys won a Super Bowl with like a throwaway quarterback.
Right.
Right? I mean, Rich Gannon was kicked around the league to like 6 different teams before the Raiders locked him in.
Correct. So yeah, I hear you. I'm not giving up on it. Sorry. But yeah, we appreciate you for coming through. I hope you enjoyed the show.
So it sounds like a Raider troll to me.
Yeah. Oh, of course. We love them all, though, man. We
Broncos fan, maybe.
Probably, and that's my guess. My guess he's a Donkey fan. With that orange, yeah, he's
it could be a Chiefs fan too.
Yeah.
Have you noticed the Chiefs fans getting a little more outspoken and bold now? Like,
yeah, because they've been losing.
You get a little taste of it. So it happened to the Patriots fans too. As soon as we started winning, we started getting super. And I'm a Patriots fan, so I admit it. Right? We got a little obnoxious, but
all right.
Now we've been corrected. We're back down at the bottom of the pile.
Right back at the bottom. Yeah.
This feeling, I don't like this feeling. This reminds me of when I was younger.
Right, because you guys were.
The sooner we can get through that, I'll be much happier.
Goodness,
let's get back to the top.
Yeah, that was that was just disastrous. Honestly, that was disastrous. But I mean, it is what it is, man. Look at what you've got now, though. Look at where you are today.
Yeah, Drake May. Yeah. They asked Drake. They asked Travis Hunter and Ted McMillan, like what quarterback they'd rather take balls from, Caleb Williams or Drake May, and they both said Drake.
Really?
It's like, yeah, they both said Drake.
Interesting.
So
it's not shocking. I wouldn't say it's shocking. It makes sense.
I'm starting to see the Drake May throwing that 40-50 yard bomb up there and Tet just one hand over somebody's head.
Yeah, that would be a nice pickup for you guys. At 4, I mean, I don't know.
He's happening. When he hit that 40 time at his pro day, I was like, he's definitely going 4 now.
Because he probably runs even better than that as far as on field. Yeah, he's gonna run. I'm not gonna say he's Jerry Rice-esque because nobody's Jerry Rice. I don't think Jerry ever clocked better than a 4.7 40, but always found a way to get open and get open deep too. So that's a skill. That's what you call route running. And now that I say that, yes, I will bring that up because I don't know if you saw that piece, but Steve Smith kind of gave him a bad grade, if you will, when it came to his route running and his route running ability. Did you see anything about that?
Tet?
Yeah,
I did see Steve Smith has been going through all the players. He's actually pretty good at breaking down the box.
I agree. That's why I said I take heed to what that young man has to say.
Yeah. So I do. That's kind of a problem in college in general, though, right? Like you see some guys that are really good technicians running routes, but a lot of them are the play designs are simple, right? They're like they ask them to do 1 or 2 things that they're really good at, and that's it. And their route tree is very limited. So you don't really see too many guys. Like I think Emeka Egbuka is probably one of the better route runners in the draft. If you're looking like him and probably Luther Burden III, right? You want guys that are just gonna like make like cut you up running routes, like break your ankles. Those two guys, definitely.
Yep.
But you got to have the other guy too, right? Like this is unpopular opinion in Boston, but I'm not a Pop Douglas fan.
Oh,
All the
really?
Patriots fans love that kid.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like 5 foot nothing. He's too small. He's too small to be a wide receiver in the NFL. You can't like when you see him running down like further than 30 yards down the field, you can't even find him.
Right.
You have no idea where he is. You can't even see his helmet. It's it's like trying to find a toddler riding a tricycle through the middle of the field 30 yards away. You can't find it. So I mean, he's good for short and intermediate stuff, but you can't use him beyond that.
Right.
I mean, he's even smaller than Edelman, I think. And Edelman wasn't a big guy.
Yep. Ron
so yeah, you need those guys. But the NFL's changing, right?
Right. Absolutely.
All these corners and safeties and line, everybody's getting bigger.
Yes.
You can't go out there running with little dudes anymore.
Nah, it don't work like that anymore. I mean,
he'll be good for like 600, 700 yards probably. It's like kind of how his run will look. Maybe he'll cap out at like 80 balls or something caught. He'll never catch 120 balls in the season or anything like that.
Right. No, I agree. Totally agree. 100%. 100%. All right, let me see. I'm going to see if I can find a way. I'm still not giving up on yeah, I'm still not giving up on making sack time. Okay, here we go. I think I might have found it. Yeah.
There you go. Persistence.
Found it. Yep. I found it. There you go. Sacktown Mike. You should now officially be a moderator. Appreciate you, boss. Just Raiders, baby, in the building. That's Jay, man. Salute. What's going on, man? Appreciate you for coming through. As always, hope you enjoy the show. Yeah, I like it. I knew I'd figure it out. It's because of the way you have to pop things out. Pause. When you set up the chat to all conglomerate to one particular chat, you have to pop this stuff out. So when you do that, you can't do moderation the way that you normally can. But we got a Mr. Anthony Peters in the building. Shout out to Mr. Anthony Peters. His question is, what do you think about those Vikes? The Vikings. Yeah. What do you think about the Vikes? You first.
The Vikings.
Yeah.
It's the way things are rolling right now. It's all going to come down to how well JJ does in his rookie season.
Right.
It seems like they are perfectly willing to turn the franchise over to him. So, it's probably not great for your rookie year, but I mean, you do have a bunch of weapons there.
Right.
I actually saw a thing today. They were going back talking about last offseason, like after the draft. Apparently, the Chargers tried to trade Herbert to the Vikings for JJ, and the Vikings said no.
What? Wow.
Yeah. I don't know what the package was.
The
I don't know what they had to give up in
trying
addition.
to charge Herbert for trade Herbert for what?
For JJ, and I mean, that was his quarterback, right? That was Harbaugh's quarterback.
Absolutely, and he wouldn't take him, dude. That's volume.
The Vikings wouldn't take Herbert. They're the ones that said no.
Really?
Yeah.
That is crazy. the Vikings.
So
I don't get it. I don't get it.
yeah, that's shocking. Like I don't know what Herbert's going to look like. I mean, JJ is going to look like, but I don't know if it'll be better than Herbert. I mean, maybe
exactly. There's no way.
Herbert's problem is the playoffs, right? Like
Right.
regular season, dude cuts it up. So I can't imagine that like JJ is gonna exceed that.
Right.
But we'll see. Like he's got crazy weapons to throw to. He's got running backs. I'm sure the Vikings are probably going to reload. Right? They lost some guys, but I mean, I don't really think the Vikings care about any of the people they lost.
Right.
To be honest. And this is a pretty good draft if you're trying to build out your offensive and defensive lines.
Yeah, I got a soft spot for the Vikings, guys. I mean, it's obvious. Man, Turf's baby is over there at the University of Minnesota. Man, we ran into CJ Ham at her meet, one of her meets. My son took pictures with him. He's the fullback for the Vikings. Man, they did a great job. I still can't believe Sam Darnold fell apart like he did. It's interesting. So Anthony Peters, you're always going to have a friend over here at the Ultimate Raider Fan show. Honestly, on 32 show, I'm just going to be honest. So yeah, I like them, man. I do. I like the Vikings. I like Jefferson a lot. I think he is the best wide receiver in the NFL. I mean, look who he's got throwing to him. Yeah, it's So, man, y'all got a lot going on, man. Y'all got a lot going on. Dustin Hammond is in the building. Cowboys fan here. Hey, Dustin, appreciate you for coming through.
Sorry, man.
Exactly. Hope you enjoy the show. I'm sorry, too. I pissed my cousin off last night. Shout out to Kareem. Oh, I got him going real good last night. Oh, basically telling him that the Cowboys are trash. And, sure, they win and they were winning, but, comparing Dak Prescott and his records to other they're just not going to do anything. As long as you got Jerry there, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. You're dealing with the Raiders of the past when it came to Al Davis, his last 5 to 10 years. God rest his soul, man. I love Al, man. So, but it is what it is. Al was not in his right frame of mind his last decade running the Raiders, and we paid for it dearly. So, yes, Dustin, at least y'all suck. You said it, not me. So, shout out to you, Dustin Hammond. Yeah, we love all sports over here, all teams, if you will. I mean, hell, you got a Raider and a Patriot over there. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is, man. We got Goldstream in the building. Shout out to Goldstream. Appreciate you for coming through. Hope you enjoy the show. Did Aaron retire yet? God help us. I agree. I absolutely agree. And hey, guys, don't forget to go hit that like button. Hit that like button and that subscribe button. And last but not least, please make sure you subscribe to Spence's channel, right? ASAP, yesterday. Every last one of y'all, please go subscribe to Spence's channel if you haven't already. As you can see,
I'm out of town right now, but as soon as I get back, on Sunday, I'm this coming week, I'm going to start putting some content up there.
Exactly. He's going to put some content up, and he's going to have a show. I promise you.
Yeah, we got opening day coming. We got for baseball. Yeah. We've got the draft coming. There's lots of stuff to talk about.
Yep. Absolutely, man. Absolutely.
And of course, March Madness, right?
For sure. Oh, March Madness for sure. We're going to definitely cover that. I mean, as we are right now. And yeah, definitely looks like UCLA heard what I was saying and want to make sure that I shut my mouth because they're starting to pull away in this game.
You got
Something
to take
serious,
Utah State. That was a bold prediction. Utah State taking them down.
right? Michael Simon in the building. Shout out to Michael Simon. Appreciate you for coming through. Hope you enjoy the show. Who's winning the next Super Bowl? What do you think? Man, this is a great question. I'll start this one off. Who I think's gonna win the Super Bowl this year coming up? You know what? Believe it or not, I think it's gonna be somebody out of the NFC. And I've been giving the NFC a lot of flack for quite some time for being just not a good conference, right? But they're top heavy right now. And our best against their best right now. I think they got a couple of teams that probably can beat our couple of teams, if that makes sense. So I'm going to narrow it down to, I mean, honestly, what you just saw because of the pieces that they have. You're looking at the Eagles and the Commanders. I know it sounds strange. I know people are like,
Wow,
no, yeah, it's a one.
you're picking Commanders, huh?
People
Two
think
NFC East teams.
Yes, I think they will battle
That's
again.
bold.
I think they will battle again. I think you're going to see the same thing you saw last year. It's going to be up to those two, and it's their world, and everybody else is just in it, right? And I don't think the Chiefs are going to be it, but who is going to be the luck of the draw, right? If they can still keep playing mind games with with the Ravens, right, and the Bills, they got a shot. But hey, if Joe Burrow come to town, baby, I'm telling you right now, I think that's Patrick Mahomes' kryptonite. So, but still, can any of those teams beat the Eagles and or the Commanders with the pieces they're putting together and just the way that I see it right now? If you're making me pick somebody, yeah, it's going to be one of those guys. What do you think, Spence?
Yeah. I agree with the Eagles. I think they're pretty young on defense. My primary concern from them is their offense is getting a little old. Like the offensive line, and let's be honest, like championships are won from the inside.
Absolutely.
You can't
in
keep
the trenches.
Right. I mean, look at the Chiefs. Like
yes.
Those, you had to move Tooney outside because your rookie tackle wasn't ready yet, and then you signed a dude off the street to play left tackle. He got injured second game. You had no choice. You had to move. Tooney was the only best bet you had.
Right.
And then you just opened the world up on the inside, and it showed you just how important that is. Right. I mean, he's now a Patriot, but
right.
Tore that hole open and just decimated him.
Right.
I'm hoping to see that this year. So, but you have to be able to protect your quarterback in this league. You have to be able to run block in this league.
Absolutely.
And if you can't do those two things, good luck.
Yep.
So, I mean, yeah, from that standpoint, they probably have another year or two, right? I mean, when Lane Johnson's gone, that's really going to be the beginning of the end for them. But the Eagles for sure. I'm going to say we're going to see the reemergence of the 49ers next year. Like, people are burying that body like way too early.
Right.
Robert Saleh's back in town.
Hey,
the defense.
Yeah, I agree.
As far as I know, none of those front office people have left. So they're gonna come correct on this draft.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And you get Brandon Ayuk back this year. You get Pearsall year 2. Fully recovered from that gunshot. He really started to come on at the end of the year.
He did. He absolutely did. You're right.
Yeah, I mean, you still got an elite tight end. Your line is still elite. Your defense is still elite. So this is a great draft to rebuild. right?
Yes.
If you're not looking to hit
Freestyle.
home runs, yeah. If you're just looking to build out depth and, this is a great draft for it. It really is.
Yep.
Right? You can probably draft another home run hitting running back late in the draft to replace Jordan Mason. And they're great at doing that anyway.
100%.
Kyle Juszczyk is back in the building, so they signed him back up. Purdy hasn't got the contract, but he will. He's going to be the quarterback, right? Maybe they
100%.
sign one of these quarterbacks off the street to be a backup or whatever. But yeah, it's honestly, like I could see somebody like a Zadarius Smith or something going to San Francisco, right? And some of these older outside linebackers are still kicking around, but I mean, I'm not worried about. I think they're back next year. Is my point. CMC is going to be healthy again. Ayuk's healthy.
Right.
It's time to cook. So probably them, San Francisco, Philly. I don't. Dallas should be good, but I mean, they just don't. I don't know. Unless they have a good draft, I mean, they're. Yeah.
Yep.
I don't know.
Nope.
I think honestly on the come up, I think you called it right. I think the Commanders are on the come up in the NFC, but I think I think I might put Green Bay slightly ahead of them.
Right. No,
I think Green Bay is going to be a problem next year.
Absolutely. You and I are on the same page, especially with the moves they've made. They made some moves. They got Hobbs now. They made some moves, man. I don't like what they did to us. As far as the people they took, I don't like none of that at all. None of that at all. But hey, that's the price of doing business in free agency. So you got Sacktown Raider Mike Spence. Just got out of curiosity. How do you think the Patriots will do this year? There. And this, hey guys,
I think my floor next year.
Yeah. Go ahead.
My floor for the Patriots is 8 wins next year.
8? Really? Hold on, guys. I take that back. Yeah, I don't know. 8 is your floor?
My floor.
I would say 6.
Go look at the schedule, man. At first glance, I thought it might be 6, but here's the deal. Like, you got to remember last year, for everything that happened, like we had a head coach and positional coaches and coordinators with zero experience doing what they're supposed to do.
Right.
Like none of those folks ever had done those jobs. Right. We had a head coach who'd never even been a coordinator. We had coordinators who'd never been coordinators, barely been position coaches.
Right.
That were coordinated. Like we've got a head coach that's been a coordinator, that's been a head coach in the NFL. We've got an offensive coordinator who's been an NFL coach. I think I want to say I saw somewhere they said something like we have like 30 years of head coaching experience on our staff, something crazy like that.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's a lot.
I want to say we have like 4 former head coaches on our staff now. So there is a ton of knowledge and experience in the room. And that's it. Doug Marone's our line coach now. Our line coach I'm not gonna say he was bad, but he was injured. Right. It was a former Patriot player. We brought him back from, I think he was coaching in one of the Oregon or something like that, but he had something happen to him and he had to leave the team like third week of the season.
Right.
And he never came back.
Huh.
Right. So inexperience blended with no experience.
Right.
Last year. This year we've got the exact opposite. So last year, I think if we had to coach this coaching staff last year, I think we would have easily won 8 games. Easily. Some of the momentum they built at the beginning of the season, like beating the Bengals and stuff, I don't think that coaching staff knew how to build on it.
Right.
This staff will. We have some tough games on the schedule, but they're not that many, to be honest.
That's the one thing I haven't looked at, so I can't even act like I know.
Yeah. I think it's really going to depend on how we finish out free agency and the draft, but we can revisit this after the draft, and I'll give you a firmer number. But I would say 8 is the floor. I think the high end, if we were to get 3 or 4 of the guys that I want from the draft that I think could help us immediately,
right,
then I think we could get all the way up to like 12. We could end up being like the Commanders of this year kind of deal.
You really think so? With
yeah. Wow. I really think May is that good if we put weapons around him.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. I don't. Yeah. So I don't have that optimism on my side of the fence.
I think, you got Geno, man. Yeah. I mean, Geno's not like he's not a top 5 quarterback, but he's really good.
No, I agree. I just don't. I think there's just too many holes to fill, and you don't just jump. I mean, you can. I mean, Pete Carroll is definitely bringing his people, his vision, right? You already see that our secondary has grown overnight. Everybody seems to have gotten a foot taller, if you will, from that respect. He likes big corners and safeties. I mean, look at who we just brought in. So, yeah, I agree with you 100%. We're looking to do something sooner than later. I just don't think we'll have it. I think that our offensive line may take time to gel. I think that, we may not get the wide receiving pieces that we need. That's still not guaranteed, right? I'm not worried about the running back room anymore. I think that's fine. I'm worried about the offensive line. We still haven't gotten any good guards that, right, I would consider to be somebody.
I don't understand it primarily, like why these guys are still kicking around, but like Shaq Mason's still hanging around out there, and I know he's 32, but Shaq Mason's a good guard.
Right.
Like I don't care. Like if you need a guard,
yep,
you can go sign a couple of these older dudes.
Right.
Like, you can make difference.
Yeah, Sack Town. I actually agree with you on this one. Spence is usually way more realistic. I don't agree with you, Spence, either. He said, Spence, I thought Raider fans were delusional. Yeah, see, I lost that.
I'm telling you.
I don't.
I'm telling you, I'm going to do this. I'm going to go week by week through the schedule. After free agency's done, after, when we're waiting for the preseason to kick in,
right.
I'm going to go through that.
Dude, I have to look.
But I'm telling you, go look at the Patriots schedule. Right. It is a last place schedule for sure.
Let me see. I have to look at it.
And nobody thought we were beating the Bengals week 1. I fought that game.
Right.
I knew we were going to beat the Bengals week 1. I knew it. Even with a rookie head coach and a quarterback who didn't throw beyond 20 yards.
So, Ravens, Bills, Bengals, Dolphins is probably about
you're catching the Bengals week 3 of the season.
I don't know what they don't have the weeks on this. I'm just rambling off. I mean, dude, you got the Jets, the Browns.
The Jets are the Jets. They stay.
The Jets and the Browns.
We're never going to lose to the Jets.
I'm gonna go through this. Yeah, so I got
the Dolphins are going to be back
at
next
Miami.
Year.
It's at Miami, so I don't see that a win. I see you beating Miami at home. I see you beating the Jets. I see you beating the Browns.
We'll split the Bills. We always split the Bills.
I don't think you'll beat the Steelers. You'll beat the Dolphins.
We're going to beat the Steelers. Come on.
I don't think so.
Who's going to be the quarterback of the Steelers next
year? Probably Aaron Rodgers.
You don't think we could beat a 33-year-old Aaron Rodgers?
Probably
We
not.
barely beat that sorry Patriot team last year.
No, I agree. You got the Falcons. I think you can win that game, right? That's
And
for
I
the
will tell you
Panthers.
this. I will tell you this. The offense of the Jets, 1,000 times better than the offense of the Steelers.
That's very possible too. With new everything coming in, so you got Carolina Panthers. That's putting you at 5.
That's a win.
The Giants. That's putting you at 6.
It's a win.
The Jets again. That's going to be tough to beat the Jets twice, and this one is at Jets.
I always go split with all the divisional opponents.
You said 8 wins? No, you said 8 wins?
Yeah. 8.
Okay. I can see 8 wins. I mean, realistically, I would say 7. 7 should be the full. I would say 6. My initial is, so I'm always go as far as, like you said, for the floor, I'm going to give you 6. And the reason being is because I think 7 is more accurate, but the floor is 6. Now, the games you can win, I'm going to say Titans, the Tampa Bay Bucks. I can see that being a win, right? The Jets, I can see you sweeping. I can see you beating the Saints. I can see you beating the Giants. I'm definitely not seeing you beat us, right? I can't. You know what I mean?
Well, we'll see. I think that's going to be a good game.
I could see you guys beating the Dolphins. I don't see how you get to 12 wins. Not in that division and having to play the Ravens.
12 wins is everybody going crazy.
Yeah, it would have to.
If we're firing all
cylinders, I don't even see it.
If we're cooking, I can see 12 wins.
But where are they?
I can see 12 wins. I don't really have.
That means you lose to only 5 teams. So
yeah,
you're telling me you're only going to lose to Tennessee, the Jets, the Bucks.
We're not going to lose to Tennessee.
No, my bad. The Ravens, you're only going to lose to the Ravens, the Bills, the Bengals.
So here's the thing.
Who are you going to lose to? I mean, you play the Bills.
I'm trying to pull the schedule.
I think you lose to them.
I don't know if I can. I don't think they have the week by week schedule. I think they just have the.
They don't. That's right? That's why I'm looking at it the way I'm looking at it.
I'm trying to find what the.
Yeah, I don't see how you get 12 wins out of the schedule.
25. All right, here we go. 25 Patriot opponents. All right, so we got
1, 2, 3.
We got home games against
4.
Buffalo. Is that Cleveland?
6.
That looks like Cleveland. We got Cleveland at home, Dolphins,
8.
Falcons, joke. Giants, joke. Jets.
I got you at 11.
We could sweep them. I'll give it a sweep. I'll give it a split. Carolina, we beat them. Steelers, we beat them. Raiders, I don't know. I mean, as an optimistic Patriots fan, I'd give us a win, but I could that game could go either way.
And it's
Pete Carroll's a legit. It's at home. That's the only reason I would lean towards us. But
that's exactly what I was going to say. It's a home game, so
Pete Carroll's a good coach, and you got a good team. You're going to come back healthy this year, so I can see that being a much tougher matchup. The Bengals depends when we play them. Again, we get them in the first 3 weeks. I think we got a pretty good chance of beating them. I still don't think their defense is going to be any good.
Yeah, it's not. That's not your worry though. Your worry is that 3-headed monster with freaking.
Dude, I'm not worried about that. I'm not worried about those dudes. Not worried about them.
You're crazy.
Well, our defense is going to be a real problem this year. Our secondary is going to be disgusting.
MP Madden 25 in the building. Salute. Y'all cooked. He's definitely a Donkey fan. Appreciate
Tampa Bay is.
Man. Hope you enjoy this.
Yeah. Donkey fan. Yeah.
Yeah, I see.
The Saints are going to be a win. Tennessee's going to be a win.
I agree. I agree.
The Bucks probably.
I'll even give you that win. I'll give you that win. I see 11 wins. I see 11.
Yeah, if we're going crazy though, if we're gonna say, how we got everybody that I wanted in the draft, we signed a Diggs or a Cooper, and we've got, the tackle we draft, whoever that may be in the draft, is locked down. And our line looks much better. We can run the ball effectively.
Right. Nope, that makes sense.
Our defense is already going to be top 5.
You're crazy, dude.
Yeah.
5? Where were you at last year?
I don't look at last year. Dude, you got to have coaches. You got to have coaches. I'm sorry. You don't have a coach, you're nothing.
Right.
You don't have a coordinator, you're nothing.
No,
we had no coach, we had no coordinator.
Right. No, I agree to an extent.
And then we got injured.
Right. Raider Kojo is in the building. Turf, how are they going to lose to the Bengals when they beat them last year in Cincinnati's? Referring to the Patriots. So that's a good.
The reason we lose to the Bengals is we play them like week 10, week 12, right? You get week 12 Burrow. I don't want to deal with that. Give me week 2 Burrow. I'll deal with that. Week 1 Burrow. I don't know what it is about the dude, but he clearly does not come ready to play at the beginning of the year.
Right.
I don't know. Kind of maybe it's like Luka. Just living life a little too much in the off season.
It's possible, bro. It's very possible.
I mean, if it was 1 year, I'd say, okay, whatever, aberration. He has stunk every year he's been in the league.
Right.
For the first 6 weeks. I think there's a stat somewhere. I have to look it up, but I want to say his winning percentage is under 500 for 6 weeks of the year, for his entire career.
Right.
Under 5, that's crazy to think. Joe Burrow has a winning record, has a win-loss record under 500.
Yeah, that's mad.
For any chunk of season.
Yeah, it's mad. So Sack Town, it always comes out mid-May, right? After the draft, it comes out mid-May.
And I'm wondering where we're going to get sent to for overseas.
Oh wow! Yeah,
you always got to think about that game too, right? Where's that game, and who are we playing overseas?
Exactly. Could
that be? Yeah.
I don't like that game for anybody. I really
no. It's tough. It's a tough one, especially if you're playing think if we end up playing you. Imagine if it's that Raiders game and they flex that thing overseas.
Yeah, I would not like it. And it sounds
that sucks even worse for you because you're 3 time zones behind us?
Exactly. It's not good.
That's a shit travel week for you.
It's terrible. It's not a good look at all. Not even remotely close.
Yeah. So yeah, I know we feel don't get me wrong, I don't think we're winning 12 games by any stretch of the imagination. Right. But I'm just saying, if everything's hitting, it's like the Commanders last year. Nobody saw that coming either.
No, I agree. I mean, I knew they had a good quarterback. Excuse me. Yeah, I knew they had a good quarterback, but I didn't think that he would produce that good that fast. I'll be the first to admit that I did not expect.
I want to say he had 6 fourth quarter wins last year. Or something.
Yeah, something crazy.
Something crazy like that. Those are the games that turn you into a competitor, a playoff team with aspirations of going to the Super Bowl.
Correct.
Right. You got to win those close games. That's kind of a talent, right? Some of it's luck.
Right.
But it's like a talent. That's one thing Brady was really good at. He's really good at executing the 2-minute offense. And he was cool under pressure.
Oh, right? He knew exactly.
Those guys aren't born every day. Jaden Daniels is cool under pressure.
Oh, 100%.
You can see it. I mean, he's just an operator.
Right. That VR. That VR
And
training.
that's the difference, man. Like you look at Daniels, and you see somebody, you see it, right?
Right.
Now I'm going to say something unpopular. People are not going to like this. You
Uh-oh.
look at Lamar Jackson, you don't see that.
Hey.
I don't see that. And I'm sorry, like I'm never concerned about playing the Ravens in the playoffs. Never.
Shots fired. Shots fired.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, if the Patriots get back to the playoffs, like let's say the Patriots get in as a wild card and we play Baltimore in the first round,
right,
we might beat them.
Hey.
If we're healthy,
hey,
we might beat them.
I gotta grab me some more.
So take that for what it's worth. I don't think the Patriots are getting in the playoffs next year.
Right. But you think they can make some noise? No, I get it. I'll be right back, man. Entertain the people. I'm just grabbing something to drink. Be right back.
All right. So I'll take this 2 minutes to talk about baseball because Terrence, not really a baseball guy. So we'll run this through real quick. The MLB offseason, probably not great for the Yankees. They've lost some key players. Garrett Cole being out for the year is a real killer for them, for their chances to get back to the World Series. But, the Yankees lost with the Red Sox game. Projections, let's take a look. I think obviously you've got the regulars at the top of the heap. You've got the Dodgers, you got the Braves, right? Yankees used to be there. I don't think that's really going to be their area of focus this year. They're probably going to be trying to fight their way in. Tier 2 World Series of bust. We got Braves, Mets, Orioles, Phillies, Yankees. Orioles usually disappoint a little bit when it gets towards playoff time, but they have a solid team. Braves and Mets, I'm still mad that we let Chris Sale go for nothing, but Braves are a good team. They'll be there again. Mets, Juan Soto ad, looks like that's going to help them a lot. Soto's looked pretty good. I just don't see. They got the Yankees in here still, but I don't think that is. I don't think that's going to be the case for them. Tier 3, better than you think. Yeah, Cubs, D-backs, Rangers, and Red Sox. I'll take that. Red Sox in Tier 3. D-backs and Cubs, Rangers. Those are young teams on the come up. So I can imagine that. I would also probably throw Kansas City into that list. I bet they're on the next tier. Yeah. I will say Texas having DeGrom healthy is going to be probably a game changer for them. Mm-hmm. I'm really looking forward to see what the Sox can do with Garrett Crochet and Walker Buehler in that lineup. And Alex Bregman, I'm sorry for all you Astros fans. I know, he was your guy,
right?
But he looks like the real deal, right? So, he's been such a instrumental leader in the clubhouse so far in spring training, and just the consummate team player. Like, there's a lot of strife between him and what happened to you?
My camera. I got the bootleg.
Turf's down for the count. Look at that.
I'm coming back. I shall return quickly. Quickly. Let's do that.
But from what I've seen of Garrett Crochet, there you are.
Yep,
I've seen of Garrett Crochet in the preseason, I'm super excited. So I cannot wait. Cannot wait to see what the staff looks like fully assembled. And the rumor is that they're looking for another arm, or they're talking to Tampa Bay. So if they're able to add in San Diego. So if they're able to add another front of the rotation kind of guy, we're in really good shape. I would firmly put us into the playoffs, I'd say.
All right, we got a Yanni Tirado in the building. Shout out, Yanni. What's up from New Jersey, Raider Nation? Do you have any new players for the Raiders? Yeah, we don't have anything new as far as already been, discussed and known so far. But absolutely, we break those things down immediately, effectively. I'm part of the Raider Syndicate, TRS. Shout out to my guys, Cheeto Linus, Protect the Shield podcast, right? The Severe Raider, and last, absolutely not least, the hardest working man in business, the Raider Rundown. My mans, we all get it in, bro. So anytime there's some new Raider news, trust me, go to one of those channels, and I guarantee you somebody's saying something about it. So appreciate you for coming through. Hope you enjoy the show. As of everybody else, do not forget to like and subscribe. Do not forget. Death Pile Picker is in the building. Hey, Hoodie, Turf and Spence, just checking in. Been watching the NCAA Wrestling Championships. Bro, I kick myself in the butt all the time when I look at wrestling. It's something that I should have done in high school. I tell all the kids that if it's there, do it. It's the hardest thing you're ever going to do, right? Jiu-jitsu for me is that over any of these other sports. It just is. And wrestling, jiu-jitsu is the closest thing that comes to wrestling. I don't know anything else to tell you guys. Excuse me. Yeah, I don't know what else to tell you. There's nothing harder. I'm just telling you, I don't know what else to tell you. There's nothing harder than wrestling. Yeah, it's nothing harder.
They are elite athletes.
It's nothing harder.
They are elite.
It's the only sport that really, truly made me want to throw up like that on a regular, constant basis when you push yourself as you have to if you're going to be even decent. So yeah.
I used to watch their practices sometimes when I was in high school. Man, I wanted nothing to do with that.
Right. Yeah, nothing to do with it. I agree. It wasn't for me either, bro. It wasn't for me either. So you're not the only one. So yeah, shout out to Death Pile Picker. I tend to watch that a lot, especially while I'm in Minnesota. University of Minnesota is right at the top of this.
I'm actually really surprised that more NCAA wrestlers though don't get recruited to the NFL.
Right.
Right. I mean, the Patriots had one years ago. You hear about them every so often, but I mean, their skills translate really well. Right. And if you're a wrestler, right, your agility has got to be off the chart.
Yep.
So if you've got the measurables, you got the height, you got the arm length and the weight. So I mean, if you got that, you're built to be like a NFL lineman. Right out the gate. You just have to teach them how to actually, have the technique.
Right. No, absolutely. Raider Kojo. I am worried about playing the Patriots in Foxborough because we have only won there 5 times since 1960 and tied once. I agree. It's a tradition. It's a thing. And we're probably fairly even, but like you said, we don't win up there. They may not win where we are, but we don't win up there either. So
yeah, we're a hard. Even when we're bad, we're hard to beat at home.
Exactly.
We didn't really get blown out much.
Not at home,
but yeah, I'm really excited about the cornerback situation. I think we're probably going to draft one too, but Carlton Davis and Gonzo is going to be legit.
And Gonzo, what game did he go down? He went down pretty early.
Gonzo didn't go down last year. That was 2 years ago.
2 years.
Down like the 3rd or 4th game.
That's right. That's when it was. Yeah. That's right. And he been balling.
Year last year.
He's a baller ever since. He's been balling ever since.
Yeah, he was like a top 5 coverage grades last year. Like you
Oh,
can't throw when he's covering you. He shuts everybody down.
really? I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I mean, I knew he was going to be good, but
yeah.
interesting.
He covered. I think he actually had the best coverage rating. I think last year against number ones of all the corners in the league.
Right. Huh.
So that's like your Jamar Chases.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's the real deal.
Jamar Chase did nothing against him.
No. Yeah, he got shut down. That I do
Yeah.
recall. There was some.
So and then we got Carlton Davis on the other side now too. So good luck.
Yeah, I forgot. Now I see why you're liking your defense so much. But
Yeah.
still,
People like to. I'll tell you exactly how people used to attack us last year. Is they would when like Jamar Chase would get shut down and he couldn't sniff the ball, they'd start moving him around,
right.
and
Motion.
they would hunt our other side.
Right.
They'd hunt our slot, and we didn't have the size to deal with a guy like Jamar Chase on the backside, right? Because Jonathan Jones is only like 5'9", 5'10", something like that.
Not gonna be able to do it.
Yeah.
Nah.
So Chase would just get that ball over the top and boom.
Yeah. Even though he's not that tall, he's only 6 feet, but still, he plays like he's 6'4".
He plays like he's a monster, and he's fast. So he's good to get behind you.
Absolutely. Nope, you're absolutely right.
And you get somebody like Burrow that can just drop in the bucket. It's a problem.
My favorite quarterback in the NFL. Shout out to Joe Burr. Joe Burr. St. John's. I didn't know.
Dude, I think you're a little off on your UCLA pick. They're up to 15.
Yeah, I told you. Yeah, I told you they started pulling away. That thing's over. I was way wrong. It was their previous game, or no, their championship game, or their tournament. They didn't look good at all. UCLA, they didn't look good at all. And was it the Big? Are they in the Big Ten? I know they are for gymnastics, but you know how that is. Colleges, they can be in different.
I don't know. They might be Big Ten for basketball. The UCLA was in the defunct Pac.
Correct.
They might have gone. They probably did go to the Big Ten.
It would make sense.
Yeah. Which is like what? Like now, like the Big 20?
I know, exactly.
How many teams are in that conference? It's like
too many.
I feel like they absorbed like a good chunk of the pack.
They did. And man, even for gymnastics, we didn't even play like half the teams in the Big Ten. We didn't play Rutgers, Temple. Yeah, there was a bunch of teams we didn't play. It was weird. Really strange, but that's college sports for you.
Yeah. So we're in Nashville right now this week. And
that's where you are.
We went to
okay.
Yeah. So shout out, Nashville's beautiful.
Yeah, my guy Mark Rollins lives out there in Brentwood.
It's beautiful. Like it reminds me a lot of Austin, actually. It's got the same kind of vibe.
Yep.
I love what they're doing in the city. It looks like a lot of construction, just like Austin. But
right. Yeah,
we went to Vanderbilt and Belmont. Beautiful campuses.
Yeah, absolutely.
Beautiful schools.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We bumped into the Belmont baseball coach.
Oh, really?
Had a good chat with him. Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. Hey, can't hurt to have that conversation. I know
Nope.
Jack's. What does Jack play? As far as baseball,
he's a pitcher and a center fielder.
Okay.
So he wants to pitch in college. He doesn't want it. But yeah, it's he told us to hook up with his recruiting coordinator and send him some film.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
yeah, it was fortunate. He was out there like watching them work on the mound,
Right.
right? So his ground crew was out there working on the mound. He just happened to be there.
Dude, that's awesome.
Yeah,
I didn't even think about it. I should have tried to put you in touch with Jed. I know one of our families from jiu-jitsu, the Sotos, Jed Soto. He's a well-known baseball dude from St. Edwards, right? Is that one of the
really.
schools here? Oh yeah, yeah. He's like
Yeah, St. Edwards in Austin. Yeah,
he's the dude. He's the dude
really.
for baseball. And both of his sons, I'm assuming, are probably going to be ridiculous. Shout out to
That's how
Jackson
it goes.
J. Soto's. Yeah, I mean, he's already got him pitching. I already seen they just won something, undefeated, all that good stuff. But
That's
yeah,
cool.
shout out to the Sotos, man. One of the best families I've ever met. Period, just across the board, top to bottom. Yeah, he's like I say, if you Google his name, you'll see. I want to say he may have even played pro baseball, but what I do know is that is his specialty, and he's trained some of the best of the best. Yep, right here in Austin, Texas. I want to say they're from
That's
Nevada.
awesome.
Yeah, he's special dude, special family. Like I say, you're gonna see these kids. They're for sure. Some way, shape, or form, they're wrestlers, right? They've done jujitsu, wrestling, basketball, football. They're doing it all. As I tell every parent, they should have their kids doing. They should do all sports
Yeah,
until it makes
yeah,
sense not
absolutely.
to. Yeah. Yep.
I think wrestling and jujitsu are great are great to if you're going to play football,
Include.
right?
Yeah.
Contact sports. It's those are great things to learn how to do because I mean jujitsu is all grappling, right?
Absolutely. Hand
It's all using
fighting,
your hands and yeah,
leverage, takedowns, which is very useful, obviously, for the obvious reasons, whether you're running the ball, balance, or trying to tackle somebody. You'd
right.
be shocked at
I,
how
I
many
mean
ankle picks work.
I think the form on the takedown is very similar to a tackling, right?
Exactly. Yeah, 100% correct. So, yeah, it's all cool stuff, man. It really is.
Yeah,
And I mean, the hand fighting, like I say alone, that's really where you start to separate yourself at the high school level, right? Because again, like you said, not a lot of kids are doing it. They don't, that boxing, right? Wing Chun is actually probably one of the best for hand fighting. Uh, but yeah, all this stuff matters. I mean, once you really figure out what you're trying to do, to start incorporating that stuff.
yeah.
Yep. And we're in the perfect spot for it. This is like the Mecca right now when it comes to mixed martial arts. Shout out to Austin, Texas. You got the best Muay Thai in the country, I would say at this point. You have to. You got the best grappling, right? I mean, all the big ones are here. All the world champions are here. They're here in Austin. Yeah, the ones that matter. So,
That's awesome.
yep, I agree. Man, where are we at with these games?
UC San Diego is playing Michigan.
Yep,
They're 3 minutes left in the first. 32 10-point lead for Michigan.
Yeah, they're gonna start pulling away.
They're probably going to win. St. John's has only got a 5-point lead on Omaha. That's
Wow.
interesting.
Yeah, that's very interesting. That doesn't make sense, actually. Not at all.
We'll see.
Huh. Yeah, that doesn't. I don't know anything about Omaha, though, but they definitely.
They're a 15 seed. I mean, they probably won their conference.
Exactly. Right? And probably had no business winning their conference.
Some of these conferences, man, it's like, I think Belmont is in like the Missouri. It was like the Missouri Valley, Lower Valley Conference or something. It's like something I never heard of before.
Ever.
I'm like, well, that explains a lot why I always see Belmont in the NCAA tournament.
Right. Because their conference is trash.
Yeah. So all these little schools and like we always get an Ivy in there, so somebody's got to win the Ivy League.
Exactly.
So most of the time they're just fodder for whatever team they run into, right? But occasionally you get it. Like last year, I think Yale went it like a round or two in the tournament before they got beat.
Did. Nah, they actually had a squad. And sometimes
so you remember like years ago, like Princeton was really good too, and they would they had 3-point shooting.
Yep. So, absolutely.
Especially with the 3-point shot being as popular as it is now, like you can win from anywhere, right? Especially with the portal,
Absolutely. Straight up win.
Like Florida, Florida's got a team this year.
Oh yeah. It's gonna be a lot of teams.
Yeah.
It's definitely gonna be a lot more.
I saw an interview with Rick Pitino, and he was talking about Bronny James though. Rick Pitino talking about recruiting, and he's saying that he's not even recruiting high school kids this year.
Right.
He's like portal is my number one source.
Right.
Portal.
Right. No, absolutely. It's 100%. It's how you're going to have to win. You can't rely on 18-year-old freshmen. It's just, I'm telling you, it's going to, it's just, you can't. We got one of these
model
guys.
Is over.
Right. We got one of these guys, Bronny James 12 in the building.
Told you, man.
Shout out to Bronny James 12. Raiders suck. Yeah, we know. Let's go, Chiefs. We appreciate you for coming through, bro. Hope you enjoy the show. Don't forget to like and subscribe.
So is that Bronny James? Like, why would you call yourself Bronny James 12 unless you are Bronny James? Right?
Yeah, the trolls.
Yeah.
Yep, the trolls. Makes no sense.
Speaking of Bronny James, though, I saw a great like MJ versus LeBron video on Instagram today. It was like let's go through it, and they showed the highlights of MJ doing all this MJ stuff. then they shifted to LeBron, and it wasn't any of LeBron's highlights. It was just LeBron's like all of his like acting fake stuff where he falls down.
That's comedy. That's comedy.
But yeah, it was like the Celtics just played them, and he pulled one of those phantom fouls on the Celtics too. He didn't even get his call, but he made it look like like Jason Tatum just about took his head off.
Right.
He just went by him to the left, right? And he acted like he punched him in the face. He went down to a knee, and like he was dazed.
I saw that.
Like 260-pound LeBron dazed by an elbow from Jason Tatum. Give me a break.
Uh,
But that's always been LeBron's thing.
Yeah,
little pansy.
No, I agree. He's definitely getting the flops when he can. He's not going to shy away from getting any call he can get called. Oh, Bronny, you're just going to keep going, huh? Bronny James is the GOAT, huh? I guess we'll have to agree to disagree on that one, Mr. Bronny James. I'm not posting that one.
Bro, they learn how to play.
Yeah, and the Raiders, we do suck right now. I'll give you that. But won't be forever, man.
Well, that's why our show's called Dead in the Water.
Oh, exactly, right? We know.
But
our team is not good. Exactly.
Uh, there's a question to answer right there. Death Pile picker.
Yeah, that foul
Are the
picker.
Pats going to match the Raiders on Ellis? I don't think we will. We covered this a little earlier, but I don't think we will. Um, I thought we would initially, and then when we signed the guy from the Titans. I think it's I don't think I think that was like the sign that
Right,
Ellis is gone.
right.
So enjoy him. I think you're gonna like it. He plays with a lot of energy.
Yeah, I like that. That sounds good, man. That sounds real good.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
Eric Raiders
I'm
haters.
just waiting.
All
I'm
right.
waiting for the Raiders. I'm waiting for the Raiders to get to the point where you guys can start taking down the Chiefs. I'm so tired of these Chiefs fans.
Eric Raiders
It,
haters Hunter.
just so these guys know, their time's coming.
Oh, of course. Absolutely.
The Chargers got Harbaugh.
Right.
The Broncos got Peyton,
Right.
and now the Raiders got Pete.
Yeah, Pete. So
Enjoy it while you got it, because
right, because
it's about
Andy
to
is
end.
not going to be there the whole time. No, I agree with that.
Yeah,
I agree with
dude.
that.
I thought Andy was like gonna coach for like another 10 years. He sounds like he's out like maybe 3 years.
Right.
Like
Right.
he's talking like he's not that far away from retirement. Like, dude, you may not break Belichick. You may
Right.
not break. You may not break the wins record.
Right. Nah, he's. I don't see him lasting that much longer, but we'll see. We'll see. Princeton gave
And
Patrick
good luck.
Ewing, G-Town, their biggest scare the year they won the title, and I do remember that. Princeton was they was about that life. That was actually a good game. None of your business is in the building. Raider Nation, baby. Yes, sir. Appreciate you for coming through. Hope you enjoy the show. Bravo, Bravo is in the building. Y'all really picked up Gino, my boy, brought a used Lexus. Hey, I love that pickup. I
Still
mean,
Lexus.
yeah, it was the best thing we had at the point. Lexus, nonetheless. You are right about that. None of your business. And hey, we about to ride this Lexus out.
As long as you don't draft Dart.
Yeah, I don't want. And if we do, he better be in the
Right.
third round or something. Yeah, it better not be the first. I mean, the second round. Second round, we need somebody that's gonna play right away. You know, if we don't get a quarterback at 6, meaning one of the ones that matter, I say we wait till the 4th, 5th round and pick what's available. Use those second, third, and 2/3. Well, 1/3 now. Yeah, use those for some players that can play right away. Right away.
Yeah.
Yep. Absolutely. Haha. Bro, Spillane gone broke your heart. Bro, it broke your heart. Hey, tell me about it. I have a chain with Spillane's signature on the back of it. And I'm talking about one of my big chains that I wear at the games. Got it signed from him on his birthday. So special dude. He was cool too, man. He always took care of the players. The fans as far as signing, autographs, all that good stuff, sticking around, taking pictures and all that. So yeah, shout out to Spillane. Y'all got a good one, Spence. I mean, you overpaid for him. I mean, I think $12 million a year is.
But we had to overpay. We overpaid for what's his name too, the corner, but yeah, we overpaid for a few guys, but
Correct.
we had to.
Correct.
The contract we gave to Williams was insane.
Yeah.
28 million a year or something. Like,
yeah.
It was crazy. I think that I saw that they said he was the highest paid Patriot player ever.
That's really? What?
Yeah.
Wow. That's saying a lot.
Our defensive lineman.
Right.
But it's that we're looking pretty pretty scary up front too. That's the other thing is like your back end, as good as our secondary is going to be next year.
Right.
Our front looks pretty good.
Right.
I still am a little. I still think we need another linebacker through the draft, but Spillane was a good pickup. I like him. I'm sad to see Ellis go because I thought he was one of the bright spots from last year, but the dudes we brought in from Tennessee are clear upgrades, so I have to be okay with that. I mean, Tennessee. Don't forget, Tennessee was what, #1 defense in the league last year.
Yep.
And we took 2 or 3 guys off that defense. So
we did. Nope,
I'm all for that.
Yep. None of your business.
Lockett has not been signed.
Huh?
He just asked if Lockett's been signed. Lockett has not been signed.
Yes. Lockett has not been signed. And what's the word on Janty is if the Raiders draft him at 6, I'm going to freaking die of a heart attack because it makes no sense. There are a plethora of running backs that I think absolutely will do better than Janty as rookies. I think multiple. I could see 3 to 5 running backs easily having better first year than Janty. So he's small. I mean, look at Christian McCaffrey. Look how often he gets hurt. And I don't think people realize he's 6 feet 210. Ashton Janty is 5 feet 8, 210 pounds.
Yeah.
He's a small dude. He's not about to come in the league and carry the ball 12, 14 times a game. On top of the fact they just ran him for 360 plus carries. Guys.
Mileage.
That's some serious mileage, man. That's some serious mileage. So, yeah, good luck with that.
Yeah,
I don't know how long.
Don't fall in love with Janty. Like first of all, he played no one.
Right.
The first team he played that had a defense was Penn State.
Correct. And we saw.
And how did he do against them?
2 fumbles, getting the ball punched out. That's another thing. He's a target already for that. He's 100% a target for fumbling now. Defensive side, it is what it is, man. But I know people are in love with him.
I see you guys going after running back. I just don't see you going after that.
No, not in the first round.
I really think that you guys are probably a pretty good shot to get Judkins.
Right.
If you guys really want him, I bet you can go get him.
I agree. And when I did my draft, I got him in the 3rd round.
Yeah.
Possibly 1 round too early.
I mean, I think if your top 2 guys are Amarian, Hampton, and Judkins, I think if those are the guys you're targeting, you probably have a pretty good shot in getting one of them.
Right.
I don't. It depends on how you guys prioritize the players, right? There's so much depth. You could get somebody in like the 6th round, 5th round, and I think he might be a starter.
Absolutely. In this draft, 100%.
Yeah. There are some real good running backs in this draft.
Yes. We got Bravo. Serious question, and this can go to both of us. Like, y'all really think y'all making the playoffs in the AFC? The true, honest answer from me is no, absolutely not. We are not going to make the playoffs.
I don't honestly think we are either, but you never know. Like that Washington run last year, that happens every year. Somebody comes from nowhere that was nowhere the year before, and they make that run. So it could be one of us.
Right.
It could not.
Right.
The odds are probably not in our favor, but
not at all.
That's why we're fans.
Close.
That's why we're here talking about football on a Thursday night, because we're hopeful.
Correct. Nope. No, you're absolutely right, man. So Bravo says the ceiling is wild card. Might as well draft a quarterback. Let him sit behind Geno until Raider fans turn on Geno. You know, I agree. We got some of the weirdest fans on the planet. You're absolutely right. They're going to turn on him at some point for probably nothing that's in his own doing. Yeah, yeah. I don't know. But you are right, and I was hoping we could. I was hoping that Spencer is right, and Shador slides the 6, and we take him and do exactly that. But I just don't think that's realistic. I think he'll go second or third latest to either the Giants, or the Cleveland Browns. He's going to one of those two teams, and Deion's not about to not let him go to one of those two teams. I'm sorry. Yeah, he's going. That's just
the Giants GM. I don't have any confidence in him being able to make the correct pick. Yeah, from what I've seen, he's. I wouldn't count on him.
Who's second?
Drafting Shador.
Who's second behind Tennessee?
Cleveland.
So Cleveland.
So if Cam goes 1, I'll tell you Abdul Carter's going 2.
To Cleveland.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I think they pick a quarterback.
I don't think they do. Actually,
they just traded for Pickett, don't they? They have Pickett too, right? Exactly. I mean, no, I'm just saying he's not anybody.
They're Cleveland, dude. Cleveland sucks. The one thing you can count on every year is the Jets are going to fuck it up, and Cleveland's going to mess it up. Those are the two things you can count on.
Right.
Like death and taxes.
Right.
You can count on those two teams. They might nail the draft too. Might nail it, except for quarterback. They will never get the right quarterback.
I don't know why they're doing.
I could see Cleveland being in love with Jackson Dart. That's what I see.
Yeah.
I bet you Cleveland is in love with Jackson Dart.
Right.
Oh, we're gonna get Jackson Dart in the second round. It's gonna be crazy.
Man, there's a lot of this going on too. None of your business, but I say the same thing. Absolutely not. No to Pickens. I do not want Pickens. I don't want that kid anywhere near this team. Yeah, absolutely not. And I see a lot of steam. I saw him standing next to Tom. They had all kinds of things, being talked about from that respect. I'm like, no, absolutely not. Absolutely.
Yeah. I completely agree with you. No Pickens.
I don't care.
He's good where he's at. Like
right.
Him in Pittsburgh with Aaron Rodgers.
Yep, exactly. I think that's where Aaron Rodgers is going to.
Yeah.
Did we get rid of Jack Jones? No, we did not. We did not.
He's not going to make it very far into Pete Carroll's world. I'll tell you that much, though.
You don't think so, huh?
He better become a new kind of person. Otherwise, Pete Carroll's is going to straight up drop him.
Right. I agree with that.
The first mess up he has,
mm-hmm.
and trust me, I'm sure he had mess ups last year. We didn't hear.
We just got him covered.
Because his boy was the head coach, right?
Yes.
Pete Carroll ain't his boy.
You are correct.
And Pete's very much a keep everything internal. You won't hear about it.
Know it.
Right? Like it's just like Belichick, right? Like in that respect, Pete Carroll operates exactly the same way.
Right.
The media won't know it. He'll deal with them internally, but if he steps out of line, I'm sure he's not going to make it. And I agree. Belichick drafted him in like the 3rd round or something and cut him. He didn't even trade him. He just straight out cut him.
Cut him. No, I saw it. No, you're right.
It's like Pete Carroll works just like that.
Right.
And he's great at working. He's a player's coach, but he does not tolerate that.
Right.
You mess up.
Bravo. Where do you think Travis is going? I honestly think Travis is probably going to be the first. I mean, I could see Tennessee picking him as a dual threat. I think Abdul Carter's his value is tremendously hurt with this foot issue. I'm sorry, I just can't. I don't see anybody not seeing what happened to the Raiders when it comes to Tyree Wilson. It's a very similar issue, and it just won't make sense to have to wait for a guy to get up to speed. It's just not with the number one pick, right? Number one, number two, number three. It just doesn't make sense. I don't know, unless you are Cleveland.
So where's your threshold with that? Like, at what pick would you say he's too good to pass on?
I would say right out of 6, right out of 6, 7. Like,
let me change the question. If Abdul Carter is on the board at
6,
are you taking?
Do we take him? No, because we already have way too many. We lost Chason though. We currently he's just have Kuntz and obviously Mad Max. Who else?
So if you could get an edge rusher on a rookie contract,
right,
to wreck the world when he's healthy,
and he's not going to be healthy for the first year, and you know it. We just did it.
I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm not disagreeing. I'm just telling you, like,
right.
Put it this way: I think if Abdul Carter fell to 4, he's a Patriot.
I don't know. I think it's going to be tough to do.
I think he's a Patriot. I'm just telling you. Like, I don't think Abdul Carter's getting beyond.
Right.
Not getting beyond 4.
Right.
Hey. And I would actually, if I'm picking a team that's going to grab him, I was putting all my money on Cleveland when I thought they were losing their guy. Right. But when he resigned, that might have pushed it down. Like, I don't know that the Giants would let him go. If he fell to the Giants, if it's him or Travis Hunter, Travis Hunter might be the pick just because of the injury.
Exactly.
But if Travis Hunter goes to Cleveland or Tennessee, and it's Shador or Abdul Carter, I think Abdul Carter might be the pick.
Yeah, it's a tough one. It is a tough one. And it brings me to the question I just saw. Where was it, man? Eric Raider Haters. If Sanders is gone at 6, who do you take? I don't know, man. It really depends on who's there, right? Is Mason Graham there? Is T-Mac there? I hear Will Johnson has an issue, right? Cornerback.
Will Johnson was injured last year, wasn't he?
Yeah, I think he's got some issues.
But again, like the talent is immense. Like, are you really going to bypass the talent just because if it's like an Achilles or an ACL or something that could really affect their future, I might reconsider it. But like a foot, I don't know.
You say that like a foot isn't like your whole life. Like,
I know it's your whole life, but once it's healed, it's healed.
Well, that's the thing. Those lift fractures that we're referring to, they don't necessarily just heal like that. And there's no guaranteeing that you can have them heal like that. That's the true key. Like, what if the athlete doesn't do what he's supposed to and then really screws it up? Like, there's just a lot in those situations.
But I just feel like on the NFL level, like, you got a different kind of thing going on. Like, you can really control the recovery process in the NFL, right?
Right.
You got access to the best doctors. It's not like you're going down, asking Joe Blow off the corner to do some crazy surgery. You've got top of the field doctors doing their surgeries.
I agree. I totally agree. I just think that some of these injuries, it doesn't matter that you have a top doctor. It just may be out of reach.
Player, right?
Exactly, as well as just the injury. Like I say, those list fractures in the feet, they don't always go well. And there's a reason why people pass up on people that have those. This isn't anything brand new, right? These are things that have happened in the past. So But yeah, who do I take there, man? I'm going to take T Mac. I really want to kind of bring that old thing back, that nostalgic Tim Brown being picked at number 6 as far as right wide receiver.
You like the symmetry of that.
Repeating itself. Exactly. History repeating itself again. Getting another potential Hall of Fame wide receiver, right? So that's what I'm going to say. Who would you be looking at, Spence, if you were a Raider fan at 6 and Sanders is not there?
I completely agree with you. I think Tet. I think it'd be Tet and Mason Graham.
Right. That's
But I don't really necessarily think you guys even need Mason Graham.
Not with what we got. We got a whole lot coming back. We signed. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, let's see who else. I think honestly, Will Johnson looks like a monster. I don't know what his injury is.
Absolutely, he does. He would be nice.
So I've started looking at film, and I'm not totally convinced that he's not the best player in the draft.
Right.
He is definitely the best cornerback that I've seen in the draft.
Right.
Not close.
Not yet.
I don't think any. I think his coverage grade's like 20 or something.
Right. No, it's real.
It's something crazy. Like he's had no touchdown thrown against him, and he's barely had any catches. Like nobody challenges him.
Right.
That's an ultimate sign of respect. Like Sauce Gardner, I don't even think had that kind of resume in college.
No.
And Gardner might be the best cornerback I've seen come out in like the last 5 years.
Correct. Death Pile, I'm with you. I like Membu from Mizzou as well as offensive tackle, and it's a major need that right out the gate it would make sense. So
is Membu the one he's the right tackle, isn't he?
Correct.
I don't like it when these people are taking right tackles and trying to project them as left tackles.
Right.
It's like the dude was a right tackle for a reason.
Right.
Like he may be great at right tackle. I can tell you right now, like we got one.
Right.
We took Penn State's right tackle last year.
That's right.
His college grades were outstanding.
Right.
Outstanding. Nobody could get by him. And our GM said, he's going to play left tackle. We think Penn State messed it up. He's not a right tackle. He's a left tackle. It's like, okay, so his college coach and his high school coach messed it up. He's been miscast his whole life. He's really a left tackle. So they tried him at left tackle. He can't do it.
Right.
Can't do it.
No bueno.
Right? Like Joe Alt comes out last year. He was a left tackle for Notre Dame.
Yeah.
One of the best left tackle prospects to come out in the last 10 years.
Long time.
Right? Guess what? The Chargers don't even need a left tackle. So what do? They move him to right. And he's still killing it.
Dog. Straight dog. He gave.
So they got 2 left tackles on their team. It's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, he gave bits.
Yeah. Left going to right, I can see right coming to left. There might be some missing skill there.
It's a problem.
There's a big difference between a right and a left tackle.
It is 100%.
But I do like him as a prospect. It's like all of the all of the tackles in this draft have question marks. None of them are. It's not like last year, right? Like we knew Alt was going to be the guy, right? We knew when he came out he was going to be the guy.
For
he was going to step in, and it didn't matter where you put him. He shut down.
Yep.
We don't have that. We don't have that same level of certainty with these guys.
No, not even close.
The best left tackle prospect is that they say he'll probably be a guard. in the NFL. But he might be an all-pro guard.
Right.
Is he worth a top 10 pick? I don't know.
Top 10 is tough, man. Top 10, you definitely need to be.
Right. You want to be nailing somebody that's going to be a long-term starter that will have Pro Bowls and
exactly
all-pro selections in their
top
future.
10, top 10, you got to have a Pro Bowler.
Yeah. So, yeah. Move Glaze to guard.
Nah, I like Glaze where he is. Glaze, he gave TJ Watts fits. He gave TJ Watt fits. And did something to him that nobody had done since he got to the league. Talking about shutting somebody down and out. DJ Glaze shut out TJ Watt. So go look at that game. Go look at what he said. Look at what the stats are. Look at what they said about that game. You'll be pleasantly surprised. So I don't know if it'll make sense to move DJ Glaze.
Yeah.
But we'll see, right? Whatever makes the most sense.
Yeah, absolutely. It's
the most sense.
In my opinion, if you got a left tackle that's actually producing at the position,
right?
Like, why would you try and move him?
It doesn't make sense.
It's like people are killing to get left tackles. There aren't enough to go around.
Exactly.
Right. Like that's why you got like the Chiefs signing a guy that's like 38 years old, been sitting on his couch for 6 months.
Yes.
Right.
Exactly right.
Like he was completely out of shape, but they needed a body.
Yep.
You
need somebody that you can trust to at least have some kind of resemblance. What they need you to be.
I mean, and there's plenty of guys that come out that turn into good left tackles, or capable left tackles, but they may not be there year one. Right. And trying to take a dude who's doesn't play the position, and in addition to get him up to speed in the NFL, right? Get up to game speed in the NFL, learn the playbook, learn a new position, learn the new technique, right? All that stuff before game one of the season, right? When you already have reduced training camp, reduced preseason, reduced everything, like it's not a realistic expectation.
Nah, I agree.
You're more than likely not going to have even if it is a left tackle and he is capable and he is, mostly NFL ready, it's going to take him at least half a season to get going.
Yep.
And then that depends if he's got the kind of people around him on the line and in the coaching staff that give him the right level of development and support, right? I can tell you the Patriots had none of that.
No.
Right? We drafted two linemen. They were just as bad in week 16 as they were in week 1. They didn't grow at all. So, I mean, do I think you guys are going to be facing that problem? The Raiders? No. Pete Carroll knows how to put a staff together.
Correct.
So I'm not worried about that for you at all. But that's the problem, right? I mean, you got to have talent, but you also got to have the coaching. And it's easier to draft a left tackle than it is to draft a right tackle and try to make him a left tackle. I just don't know if there are enough of those guys in the draft.
It's not. I wouldn't say that the draft is heavy for tackles. Offensive line.
Definitely more guard leaning.
Right. Exactly. More guard leaning and then defensive line leaning. Yeah, I don't see it any other way, honestly. Not even a little bit. But I mean, we'll have to see, man. We'll have to see. Is Moore a free agent? Which Moore are you referring to?
Rondale
MOOR
Moore? I think Rondale Moore just signed.
to who?
Who did Rondale Moore sign with? Let me look. I'll tell you.
The Cardinals?
He just signed. All right, wide receivers.
Vikings? Say he plays for the Vikings.
Yeah, that might be right.
And he was drafted.
Rondale Moore. He was on the Falcons. He went to the Vikings.
Correct. Falcons. That's what I was going to say.
Yeah. Devin Duvernay just signed with the Bears.
Really?
A couple days ago. Yeah.
Hey.
He's a nice return guy.
Exactly.
Zay Jones back to the Cardinals.
Oh, he's saying Elijah Moore. Who is Elijah Moore?
Elijah Moore. So, no.
Cleveland Browns.
Elijah Moore is available.
Wide receiver.
I don't know, man. You don't want Elijah Moore. I'll tell you that right now. You don't want him. He was immensely talented coming out of college.
Yeah.
And he did pretty well first couple of years for the Jets of all teams.
Right.
But the Jets shipped him out for like nothing.
Right.
So that just tells me that he was a problem. And then I heard all the nonsense in Cleveland last year. Like, I don't think even Cleveland wants him back.
Right.
So, talented guy, and he's only 25 years old, but
too much of a headache.
He's a headache. I mean, if you're not willing to go Steph Diggs,
Right.
definitely, or Pickens, you definitely don't want Elijah Moore in the room.
Wow. That's speaking a lot, man.
Yeah.
Speaking volumes.
Dude, if you're looking at that type of player, like an Elijah Moore type player, like there's other guys out there that have, that aren't going to do that to you. Like you could go get Brandon Cooks. If you just want somebody that's got some speed, good hands, and he's like, when Brandon Cooks is healthy, he's a very capable wide receiver.
Right.
He's just getting old. He's 31 now. Tyler Lockett is 32. Lockett looks like he lost a step, though. I don't know if yeah. Josh Reynolds is a very capable guy. I don't know. He might cost a little. Well, no, he only made 4.5 last year. You could probably get him on the cheap. So yeah, the other thing is just get a guy in the draft. Why are we sweating this?
Exactly.
Getting somebody on that level, like somebody like Elijah Moore. But first of all, I'm not even sure you really need it. You got Jacoby Myers, and can we just address that for a second? Because I see, I follow Raider Nation.
Yeah.
Because I'm doing the show with you, so I want to stay up on current events for the Raiders.
Right.
And can I just say, I don't understand the hate. Why is Jacoby Myers not respected?
Well,
I see a lot of Raider fans just want to get rid of him.
Now that I can't account for. I'm not trying to get rid of him. But what I would say is he's definitely shown he doesn't have the ability to be wide receiver one. He's definitely shown that. And to be honest, Spence, he's not a badass wide receiver too. He's just not. You know what I mean? Like he's not. He just maybe it's just the luck of the draw. He hasn't had any quarterbacks, but he just doesn't seem to. You know what I mean?
I don't think I could disagree with you more on that. Like he dropped 2 balls last year. I don't know what what you're looking at, but I do agree with you. I do agree with you on the fact that he's not a wide receiver one, but right. I don't think anybody ever thought he was.
Right. Correct.
Like the Raiders didn't sign him to be a wide receiver one. He just got thrown into that situation.
Exactly. No, I agree.
You know, Devontae was supposed to be the wide receiver one on that team.
Correct. Get in none of your business.
As far as wide receiver 2 goes, I mean, he was drafted by the Patriots to be more of like a slot guy.
Correct.
Which I think he could excel at. Right? But I mean, that's kind of the Raider problem. You got like 12 of them. Right? You got nothing but slot guys.
A big time problem.
Right? And outside of Jacoby, everybody on that team is tiny. Fast and tiny.
No size whatsoever.
I don't want to like call a spade, but Jacoby's not your problem. Your Trey Turners of the world. Like,
not at all.
Everybody behind him on the depth chart needs to go.
He's not a problem at all. And I agree. The small guys, it's
and he's cheap. Like, what is he making? Like 10?
Yeah, it's not.
I'll make this deal with you right now. You guys, you don't want Jacoby? Send him my way. Send him back to New England. I'm sure he would love to play with Drake May.
Yeah, right. Nah, you're right.
And I will take his 2 drops and 1,000 yards. What do you have? 6-8 touchdowns all day long. All day long. You can throw those balls to Mayer.
You're making a great point. I can't lie. You're making a great point. Yeah.
It's just it makes no sense. Like you got so many problems to deal with. Like he's not a problem.
Right.
Right. I don't know how he's been in Vegas, but I know in New England he was like the consummate locker room guy. He was like a team player.
Yep.
Said all the right things.
Yes.
He's good with the younger players.
Yes.
I can only imagine he's the same way in Vegas because he seems like a really stand-up dude.
I would have to agree, man. I would honestly have to agree.
I mean, I don't get it. Like,
my only reasoning was I was trying to upgrade every position, and him as a number 2 wideout. I'm thinking who else can replace him, and one of the people I thought about was Brandon Ayuk. This was pre the injury, etc. I mean, he's a true wide receiver too, and an elite one at that, right? 1,200 yards, like, and that's what I was trying to get across. Like, you can't upgrade Devontae Adams.
Except he plays the X. He's a wide receiver 1.
Who?
Ayuk.
No, he's 2. He was 2 behind. They had someone else as the number 1 wideout. And
Debo used to be the one, but the year that Ayuk broke out, he took over that role on that team.
Right. No, I agree. But yeah, see, and even now
he ran all those routes, and then
now even your business is like, yo, I'll take Ayuk. I thought the same until I started doing a little research, and it's like, I don't know if you want the headache. You know, he could be a potential headache diva / situation. So, you know, but in my opinion, he's a better wideout too than Jacoby Myers.
For sure. I mean, if you're trying to put Ayuk on. But, like, Ayuk's also coming off an ACL.
Well, no. See, that's what I'm trying to say. You got to remember the context. I said previous.
Yeah, I remember you talking about that last year, and I agree with you. Like, the Patriots are trying to trade for Ayuk to be a wide receiver 1, and I'm not totally sold that he can repeat that production.
Exactly. Now you see
right? Without a cast of characters around him.
Correct.
Like, I do believe T. Higgins is a 1. Mm-hmm. I do believe, like, T. Higgins was a badass in college.
Right.
At Clemson. He was nasty. I don't know if people remember T. Higgins in college.
I do.
2 national championships.
Yeah, he was
Like,
a beast.
he was nasty.
Straight up.
But like Ayuk had monster numbers that one year.
Yeah, 12
before he went down. Like I don't know. I got to see what he's going to look like coming off the ACL. Like people in New England want the Patriots to send the 4th pick to San Francisco to get Ayuk. I'm like, no, no,
not gonna happen.
Don't do that.
No, not. That's too big of a price.
I would rather draft 10.
Right, exactly. I was just going to say.
That's what we're looking at.
Exactly.
I would rather draft 10 because that's what they're going to do.
Bingo. You hit it right on the head. And that's why I lean into him a lot, because he potentially could be the best player of this draft.
He could. He could.
Exactly.
That's a strong possibility. Like only time will tell. Like what these kids look like when they're fully, developed in the NFL.
Correct.
Is it going to be a Cam Ward or a Shador Sanders, or is it going to be one of these defenders or one of these, offensive players?
Right.
Is it going to be Ashton Genty? Are we going to look like idiots next year and Genty's going to run for like 1,800 yards, 12 touchdowns, and then people are going to be, burning us down on the chat? Like, you remember when you said Genty is not a top 10 pick?
Yeah. And I'm expecting that to come, because I think he's seeing, that's the problem that people have. They're not listening. I think he's going to have a hell of a year. I just don't think that he's going to have the best year for a rookie running back. That's what I mean. I don't think he's this running back that is a generational talent. I just don't see it. He's not a Marshall Faulk. He's not a LaDainian Tomlinson. He's not a Barry Sanders. He's not an Adrian Peterson. Not even close. Not even close.
Yeah, now Barry Sanders, he wasn't tall, right?
No, but Barry Sanders is Barry Sanders. I mean, and we saw what Barry Sanders looked like in college against the SEC, mind you, not the Mountain West.
Right. To me, that's the biggest thing. Like, you might be the real deal, but if I haven't seen it against the best in college, what do you think is going to look like in the NFL?
Correct.
That's my litmus test. It's
yes.
His highlight reel is insane when you go back and look at it from last year, but then you look at like who he's playing. Like who was the best team he played last year in his regular season schedule?
Nobody.
Utah or something. Utah State. I don't even know if he played Utah.
Yeah, it's not good.
Yeah. It's unfair, right? Because he had a crazy year and lots of numbers and almost broke Barry Sanders' record, but if he'd gone off against Penn State, people are probably talking about him heavily in the top 5.
Correct.
Right? If he was able to take Boise to even to the Final Four or the championship game, and he's the reason that it happened, the conversation is probably a lot different right now.
Correct. Right? Absolutely.
But that's not what happened. He got stoned by Penn State, and he got made to look like a fool.
Yes.
So I'm not going to give him his flowers for that.
Did not.
I'm going to not draft him in the top 10. And he might go there, but I wouldn't do it.
It's not me. Yeah, I'm not going to be the one to take that risk.
Yeah.
Yep. I agree, man. Wholeheartedly agree. But we'll see.
So who is ideally, if you can't have Tet, do you try and trade with somebody in the NFL, or do you see another wide receiver that could develop into a 1?
Oh, absolutely. And he's right here, from here, Golden.
Would you take him at 6?
No, hell no. I wouldn't take him at 6. I would trade back.
So then you wouldn't see him.
Well, I would trade back, and I would try to get him trading back.
Really?
I would trade back.
Okay.
I think you might get somebody that will go to 6 for somebody they want, and you know, in the still in the top 20 to 24 range, and you'll get.
Yeah, I think the trade back scenarios, on all these mock draft simulators, they're giving you these crazy packages to trade up. I just don't think the packages are going to be that rich.
They're not. They will be for the
You know,
first and the second and or the third. If you're going up for a quarterback, it is going to be rich. Period. Whether you like these quarterbacks this draft or not, if you draft up to the second or third pick and you're getting a quarterback, I can guarantee you that is going to be a healthy price. You're paying a healthy price.
yeah. I still think if Shador's on the board at 4, the Patriots would trade out of that pick, but it's I can't lie. Like I'm heavily intrigued by Tet.
Oh yeah.
He looks like the real deal.
Oh yeah. Absolutely.
Like I didn't think he had enough speed to warrant going that high, but
right.
4.48, that's fast enough.
That's outstanding.
Yeah.
It's outstanding.
At that size, with those hands.
It's outstanding.
The only thing that worked against him is, like Steve Smith said, his route running was not precise. But
Correct. And that I'll give him. I mean, everybody has constructive criticism to use and need, and that is it. You're absolutely right. Yeah. That's a problem.
But I mean, Drake May's like knock last year coming out of college was his footwork, and that's the one spot. Luckily, we had a offensive coordinator who was a quarterback coach, so that was the one thing that we actually got right. I don't think he was a great offensive coordinator, but he definitely did some work with Drake May. Because when we saw him in week 6, 7, his footwork was a lot different than it was in the preseason.
Yep.
And it looks like they were able to work out some of those mechanical issues that he had at North Carolina. So I mean, as long as he's got the ability to be a good route runner, I think it can be learned. As long as you have the right coaches in place.
Right. No, it's definitely going to matter. Yeah, I'm interested. I'm interested to see. I don't know. I'm not a complete. I don't know. It's hard. It's hard for me to. It's hard for me to put a stamp or a guarantee either way. I'm still too wishy-washy on it.
Yeah, I don't disagree. I think it's hard to get excited about the wide receivers in this draft, like beyond the top of the list, right? Like there's some guys that jump off athletically,
right?
But I'm not sure like how many of them are like going to be Pro Bowlers, right?
Yep. And we got Rick Cervantes in the building. Great talk, guys. Awesome. So are we rolling dice with hemp? I don't understand, Rick. Hemp? You know who hemp is? Gino. Are we rolling the dice with Gino? Yes, we definitely are rolling the dice with Gino.
Oh yeah. I think for the Raiders, you guys are definitely starting him, right?
Absolutely.
I don't think you guys brought him in to be a backup.
Nope.
Even if you draft Shador, which I know like that's probably the ideal for you.
Right.
Even if you're able to get him, I don't think Shador's starting right away, right?
Nope. Not if Tom.
I can't imagine if you guys drafted Shador. Like, can't imagine that Gino would be very happy about it, though.
Well, why? I mean, he's got 5 years. Think about it.
I know,
Jordan
but like
Jordan Love played
if
5
you draft a quarterback that high,
right.
the expectations you're going to play sooner than later.
No, I agree.
Right.
That I agree with.
That's the tricky part, right? Like Drake May, when we drafted him, wasn't supposed to play last year, but I can tell you, like the noise in the room was so loud.
Right.
By week 5, week 6, week 7, it's like it just can't be ignored anymore, and you finally just have to give in and put him in.
Right.
And I mean, the only way that noise doesn't get that loud is if Geno's killing it.
True.
Do you see Geno killing it next year?
I don't see him killing it.
Do you have that kind of weaponry for Geno to kill it?
No.
You might have the best tight end in the game.
I don't think that's a might. I think we absolutely have the best tight end in the game. Personally, I mean, who else would you say is better?
I mean,
it's not Kelsey.
The usual suspects up there.
Who? Name one.
No, I don't think Kelsey anymore. Yeah. But I mean, you got Mark Andrews, you got Kelsey. Are the standards right? You got Hawkinson and San Francisco. What's his name? Why is that escaping me? And the Detroit tight end.
Oh, Laporta.
New side, but yeah, Bowers.
Laporta.
Bowers.
I would take Laporta. Yeah, Bowers over Laporta any day, though. You know, my main man Tony Chef is in the building. What's
I agree.
Yep. Yeah, I'm definitely taking my guy. I'd have to. Yep, I would have to. Let's see what else is going on here.
Let's see
here.
Luther Burden.
As far as tight ends.
No, I'm looking at wide receivers to see where. So you had Golden, Tet. Luther Burden's the number 3 guy on the list. Right? Like, Tet's got elite size, 6'5".
Yeah, he's elite, period. Yeah, absolutely, just elite. Right,
so 6'5", 212. He's got the kind of frame that he's going to put good weight on.
Yep.
So he could be like Luther Burden is. He looks really, really polished, but he's 5'11", little shorter. It's not, 5'11's not terrible. It's not like it's not a real problem. But
no, not at all.
Yeah. No, but you're looking for your ex to be like that 6'5" guy.
Correct.
Right, and that's what we're trying to find if we're the Raiders, right? We're trying to find that one.
Correct.
Like I'm a huge fan of Emeka Egbuka.
Right. No, absolutely.
I think Ohio State wide receivers are always
top notch. No, absolutely top notch. You're absolutely right.
And I see a lot of hype on Trey Harris at Ole Miss.
Right. Yes.
And I see a lot of Raider fans actually talking about Alec Iomanar from Stanford.
Ah, okay.
But it's like, yeah, I think Rundown likes him. He's got the size. He's 6'2", 210.
Right.
Trey Harris is 6'3", 210. Iomanar is a little faster, but I think Trey Harris is a little more polished. But I mean, if I'm looking at these wide receivers and I can't get Tet, I think I agree with you. Matthew Golden's the next guy on the list, and after that, maybe not even. Ibuka might be the before Golden.
Right. Golden's route running is elite. It's elite. If you watch him run, it's elite.
Yeah, 4.29 speed. I mean, you can't.
It's elite.
Yeah.
Absolutely elite. So, yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
Just to be 100, like Ibuka's got 4.3 speed, so he's not some schlep.
No,
he basically runs the same. He basically runs the same as Golden.
Correct.
And he's a little bit bigger. So I don't think you can go wrong with either of those guys. But I think that the top of the draft looks really good for wide receiver. Really good.
Right.
There's my guess is that we're probably going to get 3 or 4 dudes out of this draft that are just going to blow people's doors off next year.
I agree. I agree.
Yeah, I think people will look back at this draft and be like, there are some, there's some real talent at wide receiver in this draft.
It's the best draft. I'm telling you, it's the best draft in a long time. If not ever, it'll be the best draft. If not ever, the long time. Very, very long time. So,
yep.
Yeah, we'll have to see. We shall see, man. This is a great show.
Oh, geez. 11 o'clock already.
2:30. Yeah, it's time.
Bye.
We do our 2:30. We do our 2.5 hours, ladies and gentlemen, and we've gone over 7 minutes. But hey, great show. The numbers look great. As we always ask, please don't forget to like, subscribe. Yeah, I'm just looking at one more last question. Tone states, how many wide receivers go in the top 20? 3 at minimum. I would say you're going to get 2 of them for sure. In the top 20, yeah, you're going to get 2 wide receivers going. I think Golden and T-Mac is off the board immediately.
T-Mac, Golden, I think Luther Burden is going to go in the top 20.
Yep.
The real question is going to be Ibuka and Harris. It's
correct.
Those guys are in most drafts worthy of being in there, but this draft is so loaded at other positions. I'm just not sure they're gonna go that early.
Right.
But I'm actually a little scared because this is the kind of draft where like someone like a Aomanor or Royals or somebody or Restrepo, those guys could slide down to like Kansas City Chief territory.
Dude, that would. If Restrepo went to the Chiefs, bro, that would be disaster. That's a big. I didn't realize that kid had the size he had. I thought he was like a little, scat wide out. No, he's like 200 pounds, man. Yeah, he's 200 pounds. He's thick for a wide receiver. 200-pound wide receivers are not normal, right? You don't just get 200-plus wide receivers.
Dude, that's the thing. They're all 200 pounds in this draft.
Right. Exactly.
They're all 200 plus. Like
big.
The lightest wide receiver is Golden at 195. Ted's pushing 212. Burden at 5'11 is 208.
Wow. That's impressive.
And then you got Ibuka, 205, 210 for Trey Harris, 210 for Ayumanor. Royals at 205. Jack Besh, 215. Higgins, 215. Right? Well, then you get Isaiah Bond down here at 180.
Oh yeah,
Restropo's running at about 200.
So. Bond, another one. Man, this draft is deep.
Yeah.
This draft is deep.
Imagine a world where like Jaden Higgins or Jack Besh ends up like running opposite in Kansas City with Pat Mahomes thrown to him. I don't like that at all.
Nobody should
like that at all because
nobody should like that. Nobody should like that. Yeah, that sucks.
That I think we might actually be living in a world where we see a couple tight ends go in the first round.
Yeah, that's
well. I've been seeing mocks with Tyler Warren and Colston Loveland.
Oh, easy
first round.
And you know that kid from Penn State, Tyler, right? He's definitely going early. He'll be top 10.
Ty Warren, I heard him top 15.
Yeah, he'll be top 10, top 15. Easy. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have done a long night, and it's always a pleasure, Spence. Appreciate you, taking your time out to do this. You're not even at the crib, man, so we appreciate you, man. Love your takes. Let the people know where they can find you at, man.
YouTube, you can find me at Titletown Sports. I'm the Titletown Sports Talk at Instagram and Spencer Young TST on I don't know, Twitter X. Yep. Is that what we're calling it these days?
Whatever you call it, exactly right.
Yeah,
I call it X. Yep, and people, don't forget, go subscribe to Spence's channels, all of them, and hit that notification button so that you get everything.
Yep. Like, subscribe.
Absolutely.
All that good stuff. It's coming. It's coming. This week I'm going to start putting stuff out there.
Nice. All right. Well, y'all know where to find me, man. We're going to keep killing it, doing this as usual. But until the next time, you know how we get out of here. Hook 'em.